So first things first, I'm going to talk about the specialists. We got Ruin, who likes to throw down gravity spikes. It's pretty much just a giant ground pound. Everything when near him pretty much dies instantly. His second ability is Overdrive. It runs like a maniac. He gets temporary boost of speed. We got Sparrow, she's got a bow. It blows shit up, but more importantly, you have to actually hit him with it for it to blow shit up. So it's iffy. I mean, it's an alright ability to have. She has the Vision Pulse, which highlights enemies in a certain area around her. It's a. Next up, we got Prophet, who has a electric gun. If he hits you with this, you're pretty much dead instantly. Let's hope. He's got bad aim. Second ability on Prophet is Glitch, where he can teleport back in time a little bit, but he still has the damage and conditions he had before he did the whole teleport thing. Followed by Battery, we have War Machine. It's pretty much a noob tube with like extra noob in it. And then of course there's Kinetic Armor, which is a bit of a boost to your armor. If they hit you in the head though, it still counts as a headshot. They can't kill you in one shot with the head, whole thing, but if they hit you anywhere else, you'd be taking a lot of extra damage. Then we got Seraph. She's got a it's called Annihilator, but it's pretty much just a revolver that kills in one shot, pretty much. It's got 5 rounds in it. If you think of the golden gun from Destiny, then you are correct, because that is pretty much what that is. And she's also got Combat Focus. She earns a little bit extra on her score streaks. I don't really think that's very useful in multiplayer at all. I mean, depends on what her score streaks are, and what the multiplier is, but I don't think too many people actually end up using that. People are going to be playing Seraph, they're going to be playing her for the Annihilator. Next up we have Nomad, who has a hive gun, which basically sets down traps that release these like nanomachines that kill people if they run towards them or near them. But more importantly, his second ability is called Rejack. This is more important, a lot more useful than I think the Hive is. I've gotten multi-kills with this thing, but only because it's early game. I think once people catch on, they'll realize that Nomad can revive there on the spot and kill him before he can even do anything. There is one important thing to note: if they do down you or kill you, even if you do Rejack, the kill still counts. They still get the point and the kill count, so just keep that in mind. They'll kill you. Technically, they'll kill you twice if they kill you when you revive. So be careful how you use it and when you use it. That's the very important key part there. You do have a little bit of time before the revive counts. Next up, we have Reaper, the Scythe. It's a little machine gun. I've seen quite a few higher levels use it already early game. I don't really use it on this guy, but it's, as you can see, it's still locked. But I've seen it very useful. People gotten pretty high kills with it. It's a minigun. What are you gonna do? It's a minigun. You rev it up, you shoot. Be helpful. And his second ability, which I use quite a bit, is called Psychosis. It spawns 3 decoy clones that run forward to distract enemies. Now, this could be very helpful. I've got multi-kills with this ability as well. It's probably one of the other most used abilities by me in this game. I think it's very useful, and especially in TDM. There is a slight problem with this ability though. Is the clones have a tendency to run off in random directions. So unless you're running in a specific direction, sometimes they'll stick with you, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll bugger off, and to really use this ability, you have to use it in instant situations where you're running into like a building with like 3 or 4 people in it. You might be able to get the distract on them that way. Do note that the clones can be destroyed if they do enough damage to them. I believe they pop. Yeah, but I do use this quite a bit. I've gotten quite a few good kills with this as well, but again, very situational and very give or take depending on how you use it. Next up is Spectre. This guy is not very useful in TDM. I don't know how well he'll be in any other matches as well. But he does have a melee ability which has a little bit of a leap. His first ability here is called Ripper. He's got that little like Omni tool sword on his wrist there, as you can see. It recharges very quickly, and if you die, the recharge stops there, and you can recharge it from that point on, if it makes sense. Like the timer will reset from wherever, however many times you used it. But if you let it run out, it'll have to start all over again. And his second ability, which is active camo, I've also found not very useful, especially in TDM, because as soon as you shoot, you come out of your camo. So, and it's very situational as well. Maybe if you're sneaking up on a group from behind, you can surprise them. But you're not going to get away from someone trying to... It's not really a good escape because they can still see you. And the amount of time you spend in your invisibility state is pretty low. I don't know, it's like a second, maybe 2 seconds of invisibility. It's not very long. It's not very useful because it's so short. If it was a little longer, it might be more useful, but wouldn't worry about it. And lastly, but not leastly-ish, we have Fire Break. His first ability is called Purifier. It's a flamethrower. It's a flamethrower. What do you expect? It's scorching people. They're setting them on fire. You're burning asses and taking names. That's his Purifier. His second ability, though, is called Heat Wave. It's like a giant sphere around him temporarily. And anybody within that range of that sphere gets stunned, and it's not really a stun so much as a slow, like a flashbang effect on them. And yeah, so you can... It's pretty much a huge flashbang grenade in like an area of effect around you. And again, you have to really use that depending on where you are, and it can be helpful or detrimental. I mean, you can use it as escape if you really need to. But yeah, and that's all of the specialists right there. I ran right through all of them. Look at that.